Best morning, my dear students. We are now in the last episode of factoring perfect square trinomial. But this time, we will be talking about the leading coefficient not equal to 1 as well as with a common monomial factor. So, di na to dugayon. We are tasked to factor 3z squared plus 18z plus 27. So, how are we going to do this? So notice we were taught nga pagtan-aw nato sa iyahang leading coefficient 3 is not equal to 3. But this is not a perfect square trinomial. I mean, this is not a perfect square, no? 3 is not a perfect square. So unsa man ni nato? So ang ato buhaton, you notice ang 3, 18 ug 27 have common factors, no? Mao na ang common monomial. 3 is common to 18 as well as 27. So before that, ato sa ipagawas ang common monomial factor kung naatay makit-an, no? Di na ditso-ditso, no? Tan-awon ginato ang mga numero nga naa diha. So ang ato ni buhaton is to factor out the common factor which is 3. Oh, mo ni ang naka-highlight. And then we undistribute kung kuhaan nato nig 3 ang z squared, mahabilin z squared na lang. And then kung kuhaan ni natong 3 o ang 18, positive 18z ang mahabilin plus 6z. Or simply ato i-divide, no? 3z squared divided by 3, z squared. Yeah, positive 18z divided by 3 is 6z. And last is positive 9 kay 27 divided by 3 is 9. Now, notice inside this parenthesis, this is now already a perfect square trinomial. Okay? Now, usa pa ta maka-apply sa ato ang steps nga gibuhat dere. Now, to do this, balik ta. Identify first if the first term ax squared is a perfect square. So, inside the parenthesis ito, gisgutan aniha. Now, z squared becomes a leading coefficient equal to 1. And 1 is a perfect square as well as ang z squared. So, ang pag-factor nato always gini nato karon ibutang ang common monomial factor. So, this is 3z squared which is equals to 3, which is the common factor, times z. Okay? And next, identify if the last term c is a perfect square. So, kini na karon. 9 is already a perfect square, which is 27 is equals to 3, which is the common factor, common monomial factor, times 9 squared, which is equals to 3, which is the common monomial factor, times the factored form of this exponential notation, 3 times 3. Or it could be also equal as 3 times the negative 9 quantity squared, which is also equals to negative 3 times negative 3 times 3. Okay, man eh. So, both of them can give us positive 27. However, since the terms from the given are all positive, we will take its positive uh, factors, no? Kay the negative 1, di man na mohatag og positive. Kung kini atong ipare sa z, mo negative naman eh. But since positive ni dire, so ang positive rin itong kuhaon. Now, for step 3, we are going to identify whether the middle term is twice the product of the factors of the first and last terms. Of course, our middle term is positive 18z. Yeah, pag factor na to, i-appeal gihapon ni nato ang common monomial factor which is equals to 3 times o nagamit si sir og bracket symbol. So diyan na ta musod twice mo ni ang times 2 which is the first term times the first term z times the second term positive 3. So ngarita sa sud sa bracket 2z times 2 times z is 2z times 3 is equals to 6z. And then mo balik na nga rin times 3 balik ta sa 18. So walay na otro. And now, if steps 1, 2, 3 is yes, we can now write the form of x plus y quantity squared or the quantity of x plus y times another quantity of x plus y since positive ta. So, we can now write its form based ato ang given as 3 times the quantity of z plus 3 times another quantity of z plus 3 or 3 times z plus 3 quantity squared. So to answer the question, factor 3z squared plus 18z plus 27, therefore, no, we will simply copy this one, which is equals to 3 times the quantity of z plus 3 times another quantity of z plus 3, or simply 3 times z plus 3 quantity squared. And that would be all for our last topic in perfect square trinomial. In the next video, you will be dealing with another set of factoring that will deal with a little bit medyo kung ano, offset sa to ang topic kay sa inyong module this was not shown, this was not included, but for the sake of discussion kay probably makasugat mo ani pohon, I will be talking about factoring by grouping. So I hope na inyo makita ni kay ang kini factoring by grouping, unconventional siya nga type pag factor. Pero inyo makita nga inyo gyapon magamit tong previous topic sa common monomial factor, sa difference of two squares, unya sa perfect square trinomial. So mo na ako ipakita sa sunod na to nga video. Thank you and stay safe. God bless us all.